Hi, we're going to talk about Shilajit today. Shilajit is not technically an herb or a plant. It's not a vitamin. It's really not even a single mineral. It's a group of plants and minerals that are fermented high in the Himalayan mountains. The higher altitude and the fermentation process create something that's called asphaltium, and the common name is Shilajit. So Shilajit is known in Ayurveda as the destroyer of weakness. And just like its name, it's an adaptogen that improves energy levels, improves strength, virility. Um, it's used to help protect the body against aging as well as, pain. It's high in humic and fulvic acids, which are difficult to get in dietary form. The exact components of Shilajit, it's really difficult to pin it down because it's a plant material that is fermented in a rocky mountain setting. It typically ends up just being identified by the way it looks, which it kind of looks like a black tar-like substance. This is then brought in, processed. A lot of times we'll find it in powder form or in a capsule. The typical dose is between 100 milligrams in a formula, all the way up to 500 milligrams as an individual product. It'll increase energy levels, reduce pain and inflammation, improve cognition. Shilajit's a pretty amazing ingredient and should be considered as something that you want to include into your diet on a regular basis, or as a part of your supplement regimen. There's a great story that goes along with it, and it talks about the beginnings of why people would take a product that's a black tar-like substance they find, fermenting in the rocks in the Himalayan mountains. Which is always interesting to me. Why did people start taking something, especially if it has, a terrible taste or terrible smell or, all the things that go along with that. And in this case, a black gooey stuff that's bubbling out of the ground. So here's the story. Long, long ago, thousands of years ago, the villagers living in the Himalayan mountains would see in the springtime giant white monkeys walking across the Himalayan mountains. Now imagine this: you're an ancient person, you see a creature that's huge. What do you think? You think they're powerful, they're strong. They have white fur, so we always equate white or gray hair with, wisdom. So they think they're strong and wise, and they're going across the mountain in a lazy fashion, just kind of sauntering across. So they see that they're calm and confident. And as they watched them, they would scoop up this black substance that was bubbling out of the ground, because fermentation in the spring would begin to, start in earnest, because there would be, a little more heat. It would activate those microorganisms that start pulling the nutrients out of the ground and infusing it into the biomass. And so it would begin to bubble out. That fermentation process will expand and it'll start to come out of the cracks. And these giant white monkeys that were obviously powerful and wise and strong and confident would scoop up this black substance and begin to chew it as they wandered across the mountains. And that's the story of why human beings first started to try Shilajit. Lots of great studies on it. I suggest you go to PubMed and research Shilajit.